The easiest way to create story-based YouTube videos isn't AI video generation. AI video generation uses a lot of credits, which isn't affordable for everyone. Instead, you can simply generate highly consistent images with the same characters and style, then turn them into a story and even animate them later in a free editing software. It's faster, much cheaper, and uses only a fraction of the AI credits using Nano. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to create those consistent story images from scratch with the simplest workflow possible. Now, for this, we need an AI tool that can generate both the images and the prompts. You can use whichever tool you prefer. This isn't a sponsored video. I'm using Magnific, previously known as FreePic. It's not free, but I prefer using it because, besides the AI tools, I also get access to stock videos, visual effects, and other assets, which is very useful as a video editor. You can also remove backgrounds, edit images, or erase anything you don't like from the generated results. So, for my magician video on my other channel, what I did was generate a series of images. I wanted the character to stay in a black and white sketch style to create the illusion for the audience, while the overall atmosphere of the images looked like the early 1900s. Now let me show you what I actually created. It's a story about a man who goes to a magician's show to figure out how the tricks work. But at the end, we find out that the magician was actually the man himself, and the man was one of the magician's illusions all along. That's why I wanted the character to stay in a black and white manga sketch style whenever he appears in the story, while the rest of the scenes have a vintage early 1900s atmosphere. So I wrote down the whole story and what image I wanted for each scene. Normally, I don't create a storyboard and just keep everything in my head, but it's much better to have at least a simple text storyboard of what you want. First, I'm going to create the main character. I simply find a manga image on Google to use as a style reference, then give it to ChatGPT and ask it to generate a man in his mid-30s with dark hair, a long coat, in the same reference style. After I get my character, I asked ChatGPT to generate a detailed prompt for an empty street in the early 1900s. Now I have one prompt and one character image, so I simply go to Magnific. The first thing I'm going to do is create a character reference in Magnific. So click on the character option. You'll go to a page where you can see all the characters I've already created. Simply click Create, and you'll be taken to a page where you can upload the character we just made. Upload the image on the left side, then give your character a simple name. These options are only for creating videos and lip syncing with audio, which we don't need. Now click the button and your character is ready. From now on, all you have to do is type @ and your character will appear here as you can see. Just select it whenever you write your prompt. As for the prompt and the empty street, which I already generated, I want to mention a couple of things. First, if you choose 1K resolution, image generation is unlimited. But if you want a higher resolution, it costs 75 credits per image, so I chose a 16:9 aspect ratio, and for the image generation model, I selected Nano 2. Even if you choose 2K resolution, you can still generate nearly 600 images. And here's the style I wanted for the empty street in the early 1900s. Now that I approved the style, I generated another image using a very simple prompt. I added the previous image in the add section here and told the AI, use this as the base image and place my magician character from behind in the middle of the street. Now it's time to remove the background from the generated image so we can change the style of the character. Simply click on the image and choose Edit Image. Then, from the bottom menu, select Remove Background and wait for the AI to do its job. Once it's done, go back to your project. Now, in the Add section, upload the background removed character and tell the AI to generate the exact same image, but in the style of the character reference we created earlier. As you can see, it gives you the same scene with the new character style. Now you can download the background and the character separately. I wanted to do it this way because later in the editing software, I animate the background and the character separately to create that Magnates Media style look. Now for the next scene, I wanted a magician on a theater stage, so I simply wrote the prompt and mentioned to use the character we added in a realistic style while using the first street image only as the style reference for the early 1900s, so there's no need to keep asking ChatGPT for a detailed prompt every time. After I got the image, I wanted different angles from the same theater scene. For one image, I asked for an upper left angle, like someone in the audience was watching the magician. I simply mentioned to use the previous image as the base and generate a different angle. For the other one, I wanted a close-up of a shocked man's face, with the magician performing in the background in the same theater scene. Now, let me show you how I separated the background from the character this time. Since the characters should stay in a black and white manga style, I first go to Edit Image and remove the background. After that, from the bottom menu, choose Edit and ask the AI to generate the same image in the style of the character reference. Then right-click the character reference, choose Character, and insert it into your prompt. Once you get the result, simply save it and export it. Now, we need to remove the character from the original image as well. Choose the original image, then from the Retouch menu at the bottom, select Erase. Grab the brush tool and paint over the area you want to remove. Then simply let the AI remove the character from the background. Once you're happy with the result, save it and export it separately. That's it. I generated all the images I needed for the story using this technique. There are around 60 images in total, so it's impossible to show you every single one, but I tried to break down all the important parts. I used After Effects to animate everything, but as I said, you can also create a simpler version in any editing software by adding visual effects, layouts, and simple keyframe animations to each image to make the scenes more dynamic and create your own cinematic story.